greatly raged last week and got many dislikes because of that, because people just do not like the fact that I despair because, well, they don't like my whining and the fact that they only want despair. However, this chapter, on the other hand, I can accept. Despite everything that has happened, I can actually accept that. So, yes, I am talking about One Piece, chapter 858. I am the Angry Enemy fan, the Despair Reviewer, and now we're bringing you this chapter. First of all, I gotta say, a pretty cool Jump manga cover page. A page of Luffy and Sanji, and then Big Mom, almost like they're ready for fighting. Are you trying to tell us, Uda, that Sanji will, in the end, still have some kick-ass moments? You better not break my heart. And then we see some pictures of some other mangas. I know one of them, Dr. Stone, and then that Gender Bender manga that I do not like, and Vaki, and then someone else. Would be nice if we could get some new mangas, but I have a feeling that Gender Bender one is the only one who's gonna succeed. I was more interested in that, what was it, U19. Looked like it had potential, but I don't think that will live either. But we got off topic. We have also another picture about the Straw Hats, some of the Straw Hats versus, well, the bisons and the monkeys. So finally we get to the chapter. First off, we see the head chef of the Big Mom Pirates, a short man that's called Straussen. Isn't that name of some kind of dessert or food? He's called the Gourmet Knight. And we see Peckham's after a very long while. He's indeed alive and very heavily bandaged, and he's taken care of by the fisherman pirate crew that does their best to hold him down and prevent him from, well, going. But at the same time, they are hiding the fact that Jinbei doing that. But Peckham's is greatly suspicious of all this. I mean, I have to say, I like a little bit more Peckham's, but I do not like the fact that he's so loyal to someone like Big Mom. So if this plan succeeds, well, then he is gonna not be so pissed. I mean, he's gonna be pretty pissed. It's so, yeah, it's more like, and we also see that someone else have become a doctor besides Aladdin now. Although his species is not exactly known. I cannot exactly see what kind of fishman or not. No, I don't. Wait a minute. I don't think he's a fishman. I think he's a merman. He looks like a guy wearing octopus legs, although it could very well just be the background. Who knows? We do not know. But either way, Jinbei talked with someone during the night. If that was Beige or someone else, we do not know. They get to the Sanji and Luffy get to the hideout. Vido greets them. And turns out that Beige is someone who appreciates manners when it comes to cleaning, so the guys decide to take a bath, even Chopper did, despite the fact that he apparently do not like baths. And so we see some fan service scenes with Nami and Carrot showering. That made my day, let me tell you that. And they have apparently befriended Chiffon, that luckily enough is not nude. However, here comes the strange part. I highly suspected Chiffon to be the evil twin of Lola. Granted, we have been tricked this entire arc, so we shouldn't be too surprised if that happens. But she actually seems to still care about Lola, and in the fact that they are twins, and they were like one mind in two bodies, because that twins usually do think like that. And it's revealed that Lola is the younger sister, meaning that if Chiffon is the 22nd, then that should mean Lola is the 23rd, right? The Charlotte Lola is the 23rd daughter of the Big Mom family. And they begins to talk about why Big Mom hates Lola and everything else. It's and here comes the interesting part. We all know that Big Mom reacted very violently when she heard that there were no giants in the island when Judge asked like that. And now it's revealed it's even more darker than we thought. I mean, and oh, by the way, it's confirmed. As soon as everybody heard about that question, a lot of people were asking. I wonder if I too were asking, does that mean it's Elbeth? And yes, it is revealed. It was Elbeth that wanted to marry Lola. The Prince of Elbaf, who appropriately enough is named Loki. I hope we get many Scandinavian signs in if we ever get to Elbath. But for some reason, the Prince of Elbath fell in love with Lola in the first sight. And I'm not saying that because, well, Lola is not exactly physically attractive. I'm more like saying Lola is short. And if Loki is the Prince of Giants, then I'm just saying. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's heartwarming if a giant can fall for a human, but I'm just asking, how can that be possible? But all the Elbaf warriors seem to be very strict, so who knows? So that was the marriage Lola ran away from. And it's revealed that somehow, we do not know why though, Big Mom is hated by all the giants in the world. And that's the reason why there is no giants on this place, in Totland. But when the Prince of Elbath Kingdom, Loki, fell in love with Lola at first sight, they were willing to bury the hatchet and actually become allies. And Big Mom was very pleasant about that. And we all know how she could have gotten the power of the strongest kingdom in the world, because according to Chiffon, Elbaf Kingdom is the strongest kingdom in the world. And well, we actually should believe that. I mean, they are giants after all, and they are known to be the barbaric race. And only devil fruit users and superhumans can actually fight them. If they took over a normal kingdom with no such things, then they will have a very hard time. The guys will get invaded. But when Lola ran away from all that, well, the giant's relationship with Big Mom became even worse. And so that's the story about all this. Now that the fact that Elbaf is once again dragged into this, are we gonna get them to see them after all? I mean, the Straw Hats have already befriended some Elbaf warriors, so I hope they will do it. But I'm still wondering, is it possible that Loki encouraged Lola to escape? I mean, he may have loved her, but if you don't love me, then find happiness yourself. Who knows? But this also explains why the relationship got even worse, because the Elbaf warriors are a tribe of proud people, and if you do something like this, you disgrace them, and there's no such. And for them, disgrace is death, but they cannot die in normal. And sadly enough, Chiffon turned out to get a scapegoat because of that. The Big Mom tried to trade Chiffon for this, but Loki did not apparently only fall in love because, well, because Lola, how Lola looked. It may have been because Lola was Lola, or they figured out that she wasn't Lola. So Chiffon has been bullied or abused by her mother ever since. The very mention of Lola's name, as we know, sends Big Mom into a fury. And just looking at Chiffon, who basically looks like Lola, is enough to make Big Mom even angrier. So she has hurt her many, many times. And that's the reason why she's teaming up, agrees with Beige on this plan. She has no love for her mother. And that makes sense. Big Mom is not a good mother. Still, I want to know though, is it only Praline and Chiffon that are the only good Charlotte family? Is it really true that no other of the Charlotte family wanna try to break free from her? Oh yeah, and we get a comedic scene. You all remember Luffy's missing eye? No, not eye, teeth! And Brooks' cracked skull. Well, they drink some milk and they get immediately healed. Ha 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 ha, that was funny. And finally, the gangs dressed in neat suits sit down with Beige, and of course they have very hostile greetings. Beige makes it perfectly clear that he would prefer to shoot and kill them right here, right now, but Sanji knows they can't. And then Luffy looks at the guy and says, "You're Caesar." It turns out that the spiked-haired guy that looked like Caesar is not a guy that looks like Caesar. No, he really is Caesar. Somehow Beige took the heart from Pero and have since then actually forced Caesar to join him Do not know exactly why, but Besh is a guy who is known for his sociopathy, so who knows. Of course, then the meeting starts a little bit bad, which makes me pretty happy. I mean, Luffy makes it perfectly clear that even though they have a common enemy, he do not like Besh. So let it stay that way. Do not befriend Besh. It does that just makes it even harder the fact that Nami and Carrot seemingly has befriended Chiffon. What pisses me off more about Besh is the fact that even though Luffy is threatening him, and a lot of the other guys are screaming at him, I won't forgive people who badmouth father. Besh is the one who says it doesn't matter, just let him try it. I mean, just how confident is this asshole? I know he's a worse generation, but please don't tell me he is the strongest supernova. In fact, if we even ask ourselves, who is the strongest supernova? For a very long time, that candidate was Kid. But now we no longer know. So Jinbei stops them all by saying something also wise words. Do you guys like Big Mom? They do not. And that's the alliance. You don't have to like each other. In fact, Jinbei even says the wise words. You can kill each other after everything is done. But now we need to join forces. So in the end, it's Jinbei who is the calm and meditator in this one. And I have to say I like that. I mean, I do not like the fact that Luffy teams up with Caesar and Besh. Two Carmodinis. They really need to be punished for their sins. But what Jinbei says here is still a good point. He says you can always kill each other later, which means that this alliance will not be like Law's. It will be for the goal of trying to take down Big Mom. After that, well, we'll just see. And Besh says he has a perfect one. Is it really so? Does he really have the plan to defeat Big Mom? Don't get me wrong, I want Big Mom to be defeated, but I still find it so very unbelievable that someone like Besh could possibly have the perfect plan to defeat someone like Big Mom. What's her weak point? And now he has even forced Caesar into this. Who knows? All in all, way better chapter than last week. Because this chapter made it perfectly clear to me that even though they must team up because they have a common enemy, they will never be friends. And I like that. And also we got some information about the Giants and Elbaths back into the story. Hope we get to see them soon. Still though, this doesn't explain why Lola still thinks her mother loves her. I mean, Chiffon said that Lola is so carefree, but I'm actually asking, couldn't it just be that Lola suffers from delusion or something? Give me your thoughts if you have any.